Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another draft video. I'm going to jump into a quick draft, Lorwyn Eclipsed. I am so down on cards for Lorwyn Eclipsed, and, honestly, I'm going to try to win a draft, but do as well as I can, I guess, but at the same time, I gotta boost my collection. Commons, uncommons, rares, all of it. Pack one, pick one. I mean, I'm going to go for the Mutable Explorer. I already have 4 in my collection, but it leaves me pretty open. Pretty solid creature. The fact that it's a changeling in this format seems pretty strong. I will admit I'm not the best drafter in the world. I think I'm pretty decent at making decks for constructed formats, but a lot of the time my draft decks tend to fall a little short. And to be honest with you, I'm not that familiar with the archetypes in this format. I do like the Kithkin. Pick 2, huh? I don't think this elf is very good. Another changeling is kind of interesting. Being able to go like turn 3 Explorer and copy it with the Omni Changeling. Somewhat interesting. Pummeler for hire. 5 mana, 4/4 Vigilance, Reach Ward 2. Enters, gain X life, where X is the greatest power among giants you control. Seems kind of solid. Hovel Hurler is also kind of interesting. I'm kind of leaning toward the Pummeler. Keeps us in green. Seems like a pretty solid body. Well, there's a Kinsbale Aspirant. I do love me some Kithkin. Green-white. Pretty good start for that. Let's go ahead and take the Aspirant. Maybe we can just lean into some hard aggro here. There's another Kithkin. Elf Druid. I'm kind of feeling a little on rails already, perhaps. Maybe I just lean into this Kithkin idea. Okay, well, I think Keep Out seems kind of solid. 4 damage to target tapped creature, destroy target enchantment. There's also this Elf Matters 4/2. And Reaping Willow, also pretty good, although not uncastable, and it seems kind of solid with the 3-drop creatures we have already. All right, let's go for the Willow. Puts us in an interesting spot mana-wise. Pretty happy to follow that up with a Great Forest Druid, I think. Leaves us pretty open with some options. Let's go for that. Midnight Tilling stands out to me for this general sort of... I think the overall sort of Abzan theme in this draft is Graveyard-y. There's a lot of like Surveil in green-white and a lot of like Graveyard Matters overall in the like elf synergy. That's where the Kithkin and elves seem to cross over. There's also Kith Keeper. 7 mana, 3/3 Vivid, enters, create X/1/1 green and white Kithkin creature tokens. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. This creature gains 3/0 and flying until end of turn. I mean, that seems pretty sweet for this strategy, picking up this Explorer plus Druid. And then I think my inclination is that flying is pretty good in this set. It seems like, based on the small amount of limited play that I've done, it's like a kind of a synergy-focused set. Do we just keep taking these Great Forest Druids now that I've got this Kith Keeper? Kind of seems like that's what I'm going to do. I think I go for the Hovel Hurler, too, now. Seems pretty good with the Pummeler for hire, and Chroma for the... Or, sorry, Vivid for the Kith Keeper here. Okay. Well, so we're kind of like a base Selesnya Vivid sort of idea so far. Could take a Prideful Feastling. Guiltleaf's Embrace. Enters, enchanted creature gets trample and indestructible 2/0, or this can become any color. And we have a lot of butts so far, so getting like a Doran's, whatever the Doran's Bark, is it Doran's Bark? The 2 mana white equipment that cares about butts. Tristan, Callous Cultivator. 3 mana, 3/4 Death Touch. When it enters or transforms into Tristan, mill 3 cards. Then if there's an elf, gain 2 life. Flip it, mill again. Each opponent loses 2 life. I mean, 3/4 Death Touch is good enough to play this, right? The flipping could be relevant. We have a little, like, cares about graveyard stuff going on. But a 3/4 Death Touch, I don't think you just pass on that. Springleaf Drum's kind of interesting, but we have 3 Great Forest Druids already, so we probably don't need it. I just take Tristan. Soul Immolation. Are we rare drafting this? Are we rare drafting this? I mean, it could come up. It's a mythic. I said at the top of the video, I need cards for my collection. Let's just go ahead and shamelessly put that in the pocket there. Mirror Mind Crown. I mean, I definitely do want to do something with this in Constructed at some point. Is there anything I must take over that? Luminolisk? It's just a 2/4 Death Touch. Gain some life. Doesn't seem critical. Mission critical. The Crossroads Watcher seems decent, but I think we're on a strong enough start that I can take this. I don't think I have enough, like... I don't have any token stuff. Mutable Explorer, I guess, plays kind of interestingly with it, but we'll just take it for the collection. Shamelessly. You won't find other drafting YouTubers shamelessly rare drafting, but here we are. Here we are. Meander's Guide. Attacks you may tap another untapped merfolk. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Well, that could be kind of good. I mean, I have some changelings in Mutable Explorer and Prideful Feastling. Is that enough? There's also a generic 4 mana 3/3 flyer. Some other merfolk stuff going on. This seems okay. Anti-sentence. Elf. The Luminolisk seems okay too. It clogs up the board for sure. I think the first one is probably okay. Okay, Evolving Wild seems pretty good. Twin Flame Travelers. Take the Evolving Wilds here. We're solidly in... Probably going to be in 3 colors, or at least we want the option to be able to be in 3 colors, I think. Gallant Foul Knight could be decent. What's this? Attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains Wither. So kind of like a combat trick. You might be able to like block and kill something off. 1, 2. The Wither part's a little weird. Let's just take another Evolving Wilds here, I think. Open up the possibility of 3 or 4 colors. Moonglove Extractor seems okay. I think we have bigger ideas in mind, though. Maybe we take the like Unforgiving Aim as a way to answer otherwise unanswerable stuff. Stalactite Dagger, Changeling. None of this is particularly good. Maybe we take the Extractor just in case we need a slot. Alright, nothing crazy for us here. Springleaf Drum. Maybe we take the first Barbed Bloodletter. Drum is pretty good too, though, generally. Although, with 3 Great Forest Druids, we probably don't need it. Yeah, it's kind of all just fodder at this point. We'll take the Combat Trick. We'll take another Luminolisk. It's not incredible, but if we do end up with... that could make the cut. Sunderflock for my collection. Okay. Maybe I'll play Elemental someday. Who knows? It is kind of the hotness right now. There's another Great Forest Druid, but we don't really have a payoff for it. Other than just, like, big expensive stuff. Maybe we just play the Sunderflock. I mean... Kithkeeper's an Elemental. It might not bounce a whole lot, but at the very least we could just, like, play it as a 5/5 flyer. Luminolisk is an Elemental. I mean, yeah, maybe it's making the cut. Keep an eye out for some Elementals here, I suppose. Maybe we just take the Crypt Swap. Get our first piece of removal here. It's not the best, probably, but having a piece of hard removal seems decent. Unbury is kind of interesting. Another Hovel Hurler. I have a feeling this is where we want to lean. It can't throw itself, but it does seem like a way to close out the game. And it's nice for our Vivid. Take another Hovel Hurler. I think I'm going to go with the Flock Imposter. We can, like, pick up our Luminolisks. Just avoid removal in general. We're pretty much like a big mana strategy at this point. Just try to take all the big dumb value cards. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a -1/-1 counter on up to one target creature. I mean, I'm not doing a whole lot of that. We could take the Omni Changeling, though, at this point. Since we're kind of looking at blue as our third possible splash. Double blue is a little rough, but with the 3 Great Forest Druids, we might be able to make it work. And a couple Evolving Wilds. There's also just this generically good piece of removal, which I think that's probably just a little better. Vivid, costs 1 less for each color among permanents you control. So say we control like the Druid and a Hurler. That's 3, so this will cost 4 mana to tap 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on each of them, draw a card. That seems pretty good. Puka's Eye. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I'll be activating that. I guess it kind of works with the Foraging Wickmaw. This artifact becomes the chosen color. So you can make this red, and then if you have the Wicker Maw plus a green plus a Reaping Willow, yeah, it's interesting. It seems pretty loose. I guess it cycles itself. I think I'm more so leaning toward the Blighted Blackthorn. It seems kind of exactly what we want to be doing. Enters and redraws. It's got a big butt. You can blight onto like our Great Forest Druids to consistently swing in and draw some cards. Maybe we don't have enough removal to support that strategy, but I'm going to go for that. Shimmer Wild's Growth. I think I'm just going to go for another Evolving Wilds here. Well, there's another Rhyme Chill. I think we take that one this time over everything else. Seems decent. Unforgiving Aim. 1/0 in flying. Blight 2, return it from your graveyard to your hand. We don't really have big beaters, but giving flying to the Blighted Blackthorn late game could be kind of relevant. We'll consider it. Dream Caesar. It's okay. Blight 1. Maybe it's better than I might expect. Goat Nap. We'll take the Dream Caesar. Tend the Springs. Tend the Springs seems pretty decent. More ramp. Yeah, try that. Foul Knight. Okay. A giant. Other giants you control have double strike. I have a lot of giants. Couple Hovel Hurlers and the 5 mana guy. Double red is a little bit of a tough ask, but not impossible. Okay. Well, let's cut the garbage. I don't think we're a Kinsbale Aspirant deck anymore. Cut all this. Yeah. Tax, draw a card, lose a life. I mean, it seems kind of good if we can swing through, but I don't think that's the kind of deck that we're trying to do. Prideful Feastling is a giant. I kind of think maybe I could support Bold Weir Aggressor. It's either Bold Weir Aggressor or Sunderflock. I don't think I can do both. I have a good number of giants, but I also have a good number of elementals. Sunderflock is probably more impactful, but at the same time, you know, my opponent's probably going to have some kind of elemental thing going on. Or there's a chance, I suppose. Yeah, we just play the Sunderflock, right? Let's cut the... Well, Soul Immolation's also kind of crazy, though. I forgot I drafted this early on. Yeah, let's do the Soul Immolation Giants thing, I think. I don't think we can support double blue and double red as off colors, but I think we can support one of them. Yeah, whatever. Let's do it. Let's go all the way. We're doing the thing. We have ways to slow down the game, hit our land drops. We have triple Evolving Wilds. We have triple Great Forest Druids. We have the Wicker Maw. We have a good amount of fixing. Mutable Explorer doesn't fix. Tend the Spring does. We're gonna send it. Let's cut the Unforgiving Aim. Let's keep the Feastling, I think. Try to lower our curve a little here. Cut that, cut that. Maybe just play 18 lands. I think that makes sense to me. If there's anything we can cut here. Cut a Blackthorn. We want to... We're not that black. I mean, that's the kind of the interesting thing, too. We could cut black entirely and just play 4 colors. That's probably a little nicer on our mana, too. Okay, well, let's go in on one more card here. Whenever another creature enters, remove a 1... I mean, this is just like a 3-mana 4/4 kind of, eventually. Otherwise, Unforgiving Aim is an option. Destroy target creature with flying. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay. Double island, double mountain, and then otherwise plains and forest. Try it like that. All right, let's send it. See you in the games. Lands and spells. And we have fixing, and we have ramp. So I'd say this is all pretty much what we want. You can see my lowly bronze rank over here. I don't play a whole lot of limited these days. I mean, with all the standard content I've been making, it's just been standard pretty much. Managed to hit Mythic today. Did I mention that yet? With the Golgari Holomerk Siege build that I posted recently. I had, honestly, it was like a meteoric rise. It was kind of crazy. I was like, Diamond something this morning. We'll keep a liminal hold on top. Diamond something this morning and just like played 5 or 6 matches in a row undefeated and just did the damn thing. Let's go ahead and swing in for 1. I'm going to play this Tristan. Seems pretty good. Might end up holding this Tend the Springs. Mill some cards. Milling cards, I mean, not necessarily what I want to be doing in this deck. I think maybe I just leave him as a 3/4 Death Touch, and he will happen to mill some cards when he enters, but I don't think I'm going to be playing the flipping game necessarily. I don't think we get much benefit from that. So yeah, if you're looking for a good list, to be honest, it feels like it counters the decks that came out of the Pro Tour, the recent Pro Tour, pretty nicely. I think it's got a really, really good matchup into the Dimir Doomsday Demon list, and I haven't played against the Elementals list a whole lot, but I have played against like the Temur Harmonizer list decently enough. And the fact that we have like main deck Scavenging Oozes for our opponent's Ice Till plan, and also like a good amount of main deck instant speed removal to shut down their combo. And their removal doesn't line up super nicely against us. They have spell snares, but we don't have the spell snares can be good, but they don't hit like everything that we're doing that they need to care about. They flash in a Flock Imposter to... This has flying? I didn't realize this has flying. This is a good card. Why does it have flying, but it's just kind of chilling on the ground in the art? Like an ostrich. Classically, they don't fly. Play a Great Forest Druid. Play a land. Pass it back to you. I probably won't do too many of these draft videos, by the way, but I was going to draft anyway, and I figured I'd record it. And, if there are people out there that like this, let me know. This is Quickdraft specifically, so there might be some purists out there that say this is not real limited content, but and I might agree with that. I could play like a traditional draft as well. I'm open to that if that's what people would be interested in watching, but for the most part, I don't think you'll be seeing too many of these. Maybe like once per set. Unless there's an incredibly positive response. Decline this. Play a land. Just swing it in. And we get to fire this off to get a 3/4 Tree Folk with reach. Love to see that. Kind of wish we had picked up a, let's see, we have double blue, double red. Might as well get a forest here. Doesn't super matter since we have access to all of the colors we need with the forest druids and the Wickermaw. Would have liked to see a Shield of Doran, though. I think that's what it's called. The equipment turns all of our butt fighters into real threats. Opponent doing some kind of merfolk thing. The merfolk seem pretty sweet. The cool thing about merfolk in this set is they already had a lot of support in standard. So I'm kind of surprised to see that we're not, at least I haven't personally run across a whole lot of people testing merfolk in standard right now, because you get Tishana's Tidebinder, you could play Sentinel of the Lost City if you wanted, Nameless City, Sentinel of the Nameless City. A lot of options. I think Deep Root Pilgrimage is a pretty solid card. Plays very nicely with Springleaf Drum. You know, I might have to run it at some point once I start getting the wild cards. But that's why we're here, you know? That's why we're here. But, I mean, if you compare it to something like the Kithkin, right? All you have to work with are the Kithkin that they gave you in this set. There were already elves. There were already goblins, you know? Tree folk, maybe not so much, but I'm sure there were a couple here and there. But literally no Kithkin in standard prior. I mean, other than the changelings, if you wanted to catch me on a technicality. Draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 in flying. Seems pretty good. And it's got Convoke. Okay. So they can swing in for 5. We do have this Liminal Hold to answer that. They might as well swing in, I think. I can't block it. And they get a 1/1 fairy. Seems like a nice little combo. No blocks. But they're taking quite a lot of damage here on the backswing. No need to transform Tristan quite yet. I don't think I want to risk milling myself here. Exile that bad boy. Come on in. Evolving Wilds is the last card. Might as well fetch, I suppose. I don't have any like landfall effects. Pull a basic out of my deck here. Chumping Tristan. Hit ya for 4. Playing Evolving Wilds. I guess I grab a mountain here. Doesn't really matter. What's this active cost? Double white. Yeah, let's grab a mountain so I can like play one of those giants and activate it in the same turn outside of my Great Forest Druids. We have a lot of fluff on the field right now, but we have a lot of top decks, or good top decks still left in the deck. In this 5-color pile of ours. That's kind of the way I tend to draft. I don't know. I just like play the good cards, get the fixing to support it. Otherwise, I'll just force Kithkin. Those are my 2 styles: 5-color piles or Kithkin. And this is a good set for specifically 5-color piles or Kithkin. So historically, it may not have worked out so well, but luckily, a good one came along for me. Swinging in for 2. Do they have like a winnowing? Nope, just swinging in for 2 with your little flock imposter. Oh, this feels like a winnowing. Champions of the Shoal. Additional cost to cast the spell, behold a merfolk and exile it. Whenever this creature enters or becomes tapped, tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. Enters or becomes tapped? This seems nuts. And it's a 4/6. It's a little frost giant. That's cool. Oh, snap. Kithkeeper. So we might as well flip this into a black permanent, I guess, to maximize this Kithkeeper value. And then we can make this red. Milled 3 lands. That's kind of nice, actually. Play the Kithkeeper. See if they have any counter magic for this. I mean, absolutely ranch me if they do, but this looks pretty strong. Make 4 Kithkin. Nice. And then it can only give itself flying. So we'll just pass for now. Kind of seems like they have to swing in and tap this guy, but we have a pretty big board now. Maybe it's worth playing the chicken guy. I might have to reevaluate that after this game. The 4-mana Kithkin Gallant guy. Enters, gives my creatures 1/0. Obviously very nice in this kind of board. Gallant Feather Knight? That sounds right. Back to me. We will not flip Tristan. They crib swap Tristan. No. I mean, go ahead and tap some stuff. Give the Kithkeeper flying. Do they also have removal for Kithkeeper? Mosca, no. Tell me you also have removal for Kithkeeper. I'm just going to swing in with the gang here. This attack is better if they have removal for the Kithkeeper, you know? Okay, they can give Champions of the Shoal. Change it to a 4/4 if they want to. And they do? And then another one. And then make the Glamour Gifter 4/4. Okay. So they've shown me their hand. Yeah, I mean, this is a decent response, but they're out of cards. So am I. And I have a feeling my top decks are a little better than theirs. And still, we're getting in for 5 damage here. Pass it back to you. Back to me. Untap. Soul Immolation. Well, seems kind of good. Just Blight onto the Forest Druid. I don't think I can, like... I guess I just do it. It's not fantastic here, but it lets me kill the Glamour Gifter. That's fine. I guess maybe I should save it. No. It's a 1/1, right? It's a 1/1. And then I get to swing in, put them to 1. Let's do this for 3. No, let's do this for 4 in case they drew another Gifter. Just kill off one of my Great Forest Druids. What you got? Defense. Give it 1/2 and hexproof. Okay. Not relevant. Oh, it hits my opponent too? What the fuck? Oh, I forgot about that. All right, well, GG. Game 1 in the books. That's that card's stupid for limited. What the hell? GG. Game 2 on the play. Gonna keep this. Seems decent if we're not against hard aggro. Well, there's a Sunderflock. I should have just led on this Evolving Wilds. I don't know what I was doing. Not gonna matter. No! I moved the Evolving Wilds around. That's so silly. Well, let's just tend the springs here. We can set up this Hovel Hurler. Grab an island. Got the colors online. Me not using this Evolving Wilds earlier is so silly. I don't think it'll matter necessarily. We're hitting all of our land drops anyway. Just play a casual 4/5 Hovel Hurler. Seems good. I think we might just be able to get enough lands to hardcast this Thunderflock without having an elemental on the field. I mean, this is an elemental, but so is this. Definitely going to be an option, though. Well, we have a window to finally play the Evolving Wilds. Bristlebane Outrider. Drew another island. Let's grab a... guess we grab a forest here, although we don't really have any double green, so we might as well just grab a mountain in case we draw the Soul Immolation. And let's flash in this Flock Imposter so we can just play this Thunderflock for tempo. Bounce their Outrider. We've got a pretty big flying board now. Follow it up with a Kithkeeper. Only gonna get a couple Kithkin out of it, but keep up the pressure. Spiral into Solitude on my Thunderflock. Rude, dude. Discards a Chomping Changeling. The Formidable Speaker. Grabs their best creature out of their deck. This is a card I need to get more of for sure. Okay, Mutable Explorer. Gives me another color for the Kithkeeper. But it might just make sense to like jam the Kithkeeper now. Keep the pressure up. Another flying threat. That seems right to me. Swinging for 2. Play a Kithkeeper. Pass it back to you. They're thinking about exiling my Thunderflock. They decide to exile my Thunderflock. Okay. Not sure how relevant that'll be. There's the Outrider. Pass it back to me. Draw another land. Go for an Explorer. Play a land. Fire up the Kithkeeper. Swing in 4. Good chunk in the air. Put you to 10. Prideful Feastling. Recoup some life, but I don't know. If they don't have any answer for this Kithkeeper, it might be too little too late. They don't swing. They probably should have, unless they have some kind of trick. There's a Crib Swap. Pretty good draw. Let's just keep this up. Now if they have some way to give Prideful Feastling reach or something, we can just Crib Swap it. Keep out. Fair enough. Hit you for 2. Just slowly whittle you down. Probably going to end up Crib Swapping the Feastling anyway, just to be able to keep this Flock Imposter as a game-ending threat. Kin Binding. Creatures you control get XX, where X is the number of creatures that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, make a Kithkin. Okay, well, that seems really, really incredible for limited. Still, I'm going to have to kill this Feastling. Keep them off of the lifelink here. Interesting that they didn't swing with more. Works out in my favor with this Crib Swap play. We have 4 more turns to try to just close it out with this Imposter. More stuff to block with. No elves in my graveyard. I could put an elf in my graveyard with the Mutable Explorer, though. Like, if I chump with the Mutable Explorer and then Oh, there's an elf. Okay, so flipping the Tristan is actually kind of viable. I don't have the mana to do it, unfortunately. Gain a couple life, though. Gives us an extra couple damage if we draw, like, some way to filter into black to flip this. Feisty Spikeling. I'm something of a feisty Spikeling myself. Big, wide Anthem. Huge creatures. Make another Kithkin. Okay. The board is nasty. Well, I can, Why does this have first strike? Oh, because it's a Kithkin. Nice. Okay, well, I'll just block like this, I suppose. And hope to block the Outrider next turn with Tristan. I don't think I need to give him up quite yet. We also have a Mutavault to block with in the future. Evolving Wilds. No swamp in the deck. Cut down to just 4 colors. Yeah, Evolving Wilds is kind of a poor draw here. We've really, really been land heavy, huh? Yeah, maybe we think about putting a swamp in just for this situation. I don't know. Maybe I can make them think I have a swamp just by playing the Evolving Wilds and threatening it. They might think I can do no, okay. They realize I cannot do this. Swing in for 2. I might just be dead next turn. I have 3 blocks. I can block this, this, and this, and they're coming in for not lethal, I guess. Playing Evolving Wilds, maybe make them think I have a swamp. Another Gallant Foul Knight. Holy smokes, dude. All right, GG. Wow. I mean, that's some nasty work, dude. I don't know how you're supposed to beat that. Soul Immolation off the top. I mean, anything off the top. No worries. Moving to the next one. Okay, we can keep this. We have filtering from the Foraging Wickermaw here. I did not put a swamp in my deck. I did not put the Foul Knight in my deck, so still just keeping it rolling here. There's Tristan, my good friend, showing up in all of my games so far. Do we want to draw this Bold Weir Aggressor? I think so. It's just a good card. I think. Decent enough, at least. Let's go for Tristan here. Double black. Mill some stuff, including my Soul Immolation. No. Swing in for 1. They might decide to kill this Wickermaw. Okay. They're just going to block it. Bounce off each other. I'm fine with that. Don't kill my Wickermaw, bro. I do need it. maybe I should have done the slightly less greedy thing and play one of my other fixing pieces. Chomping Changeling, no! Okay. It's okay. We've got a forest on top that we're just going to rip. Plains? It's not quite a forest. Swing in for 3. We have a liminal hold we can play. And we're winning the race so far. Morkant's Loyalist. Ooh, nasty. Nasty work. There's a mountain. Getting closer to this Bold Weir Aggressor. Could use a forest still. Exile the Loyalist here. Swing in for 3. Beats. Blightrot, RIP. Swing in for 3, back to me. Sunderflock. Okay. Well, A little far from that. Fortunately, Sunderflock doesn't bounce their Chomping Changeling to be able to unlock the Liminal Hold. No, I'm getting punished so hard. And rightfully so. I chose the greedy line. I knew what I was doing. And they can kill. Okay. All right. All right. GG. Well played. Move on to game 4. Run it back. Game 4 here. 1 and 2. Gotta go undefeated to from here on out. No green. We kind of need green. But we do have a Soul Immolation in hand with a clear path to casting it if we draw another red source. I think it's fine. It's risky. It's risky for sure. I don't think I'll ever learn my lesson. Lead on a mountain. Plains. Okay, plains is good. Could use forest. I mean, I guess ideally we draw another mountain. Bark of Doran. I respect. Well, there's my Great Forest Druid. Forest would be nice. Prideful Feastling. Back to me. There's another mountain. Okay. So we can do the Soul Immolation thing. For 5 right now. Assuming all goes well. Door of Destinies. Choose a creature type. When you cast a spell, put a charge counter on this artifact creature you control the chosen type. Get +1/+1. Okay. What are you choosing? In Boros. Giant. Cool. I guess I might as well wait on this. Sunderflock. Go for our giant. It's what we came here to do. Could pick up a pretty decent 2 for X here. Okay, well, Soul Immolation for 4. I guess 5 if they equip the Bark of Doran. This is going to be a problem, this Door of Destinies, if I don't draw my answer to it. Luminolisk. Okay, well, nothing to be done here except jam. Might as well swing for 4 first, I suppose. Nothing to be done but jam. Pass it back to you. We have a crib swap too, but gives them a little 1/1 giant, unfortunately. Big boy on the field. Evolving Wilds, huge hit. So we can get a forest, get the Luminolisk on the field. Okay, we're firmly back in this. Set up this Sunderflock. They didn't equip the Bark. I'm gonna go for the quip swap. Get a little 2/2 giant. Burning Curiosity is an additional cost. Blight 1. Exile the top 3. Play until your next turn. Not bad. Couple giants off the top. Oof. It's so good. Alright, Sunderflock. It's all you, baby. I guess I go... How do I set this up? Do I go like Great Forest Druid next turn? Taking quite a lot of damage here. I have to grab a forest. I have to go like Great Forest Druid. Well, Liminal Hold on their Door of Destinies actually slows things down pretty nicely here. Go for that. Kills off their little giant because it had a -1/-1 counter on it. And I'd say we're kind of firmly back in this. We can play a Luminolisk to gain a little bit of life. Start putting some elementals on the field to reduce the cost of this Sunderflock. The Bark of Doran looking a little scary. Swinging in for 4 here. Decides not to attack. They definitely should have. Kind of goofed. Let's punish as best as we can. Go for the Luminolisk. And then drawing this Unforgiving Aim. Pretty good for us to be able to, like, kill the Bark of Doran at instant speed. To keep our Luminolisk alive if they decide to attack. Okay. Luminolisk can no longer block. Whipping the dagger. Swinging in. Pretty big attack. I guess I kill the Bark of Doran and block the Brute. That'll save me the most trouble in the long run, I think. Oh no, this can only kill enchantments. Okay, it can't kill artifacts. Okay, well, good to know. Let's instead make a 2/2 elf and then just kill the shapeshifter here, I guess. Although we're about to return it to their hand anyway, so let's just chump. Let's just chump. Go for something like that. Can we play the Kithkeeper and the Sunderflock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, but we can play, I think, the... No, okay. So let's just swing in for 2 here. Play the Sunderflock. Replay the Forest Druid. Oh, that's an elemental. Because it's wearing the Stalactite Dagger. Very tricky stuff going on here. Probably shouldn't have swung in retrospect. And they get to reset their Brambleback Brute. That's a little rough. Not the cleanest play from Homeboy. Homeboy referring to myself. Equip the Bark of Doran. Give this indestructible and swing in. Maybe not your best line. We'll just jump. Get the Kithkeeper on the field here. Produce a lot of little chumpers. Start swinging in the air. Okay, we're in it now. I think we could pull out the win. Got a lot of stuff to chump with. They can't Brambleback Brute everything. I might not even have to block with anything. Because if I untap with Kithkeeper and Sunderflock and 3 creatures to tap the Kithkeeper, like to enable the Kithkeeper, that's just 11 in the air. I don't think I'm missing anything here. They keep 1 Kithkin from being able to block. They give the Stoneback Indestructible. I mean, this seems like a really solid card for limited. Swing in for 6. Okay, well, and with this. Oh. So we block this. We block this. And then I don't think I'm missing anything here. We can go to 1. I guess I could just play this Luminolisk. We'll tap, tap, tap. Might as well jump here as well. It doesn't really matter. All right, pulled out the win despite my best efforts. Double strike on my Giants. Gain some life. Swing for 11 in the air. GG, golfer 45. Nice try, guy. All right, good mana on the play. Let's do it. I mean, not perfect mana, but pretty good mana. Turn 2 Great Forest Druid. Looking pretty good for us here. Opponent mulligans. Will exploit their weakness. Cast my Evolving Wilds. My opponent responds with Evolving Wilds of their own? No. Search for a forest. Go for the Druid. What is this guy? Is he giving the middle finger? Shimmerwild's growth. That's pretty growth. Go for a Feastling. Second Evolving Wilds. Decide what we want to do with this. It's probably just Plains, I guess, to get us to be able to cast this Reaping Willow / Crypt Swap. Remove a counter, draw a card. Wow. Seems great for limited. Another Druid. I guess we go for the Reaping Willow this turn. Oh, I can't. I don't have the right mana. Okay, well, I guess we go for like, we could just Crypt Swap this, deny them a little card advantage, and then also play another Great Forest Druid. Start swinging in for 2. I'm going to go for that. Set up to play our Reaping Willow next turn into the Luminalisk. Got a lot of butts. No Bark of Doran. Gonna have to build a Bark of Doran deck in Standard. I think there might be something to it. It's a pretty cheap, flexible way to enable that kind of strategy. Got another Lamenter on the field. They can't activate the ability, so we might as well swing in with the Feastling here. Gain a couple life. Put our Reaping Willow on the field. Pass it back to you. Nothing to return quite yet, so they have a window to deal with this if they choose. If they want to, I suppose. Maybe there was an argument for just holding this, but makes sense to me to get it down when we have the Luminalisk in hand. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should have just gone for the Luminalisk. Okay. Well, it can't attack or block, but I could still activate if I manage to, like, draw a Tristan and mill some stuff. Okay. Swing for 2 again. They've denied themselves the white mana to activate the Lamenter. I'll just play my second mountain. They could have some discard effect. No need to be cute. We're at 29. Adding up pretty quickly. Gangly Stompling. Bark of Doran. No! I wanted the Bark of Doran. Sunderflock. Well, I can bounce my Reaping Willow, which is kind of good here. Bounce their Lamenter. Okay. Let's jam. Two, three. Guess I just tap like that. Plan to replay a Druid here. Do this before combat so I can swing in with the Feastling at least in the Luminalisk. Swanging in. They'll probably just trade here. Maybe they trade here? I think I'd trade with the Luminalisk. It's going to be kind of annoying for them in the future. Just chump the Feastling. Okay. Resetting the Reaping Willow is kind of nice, though. Five mana. Moonlit Lamenter. Great Forest Druid of their own. Alright, coming across for a pretty good chunk here. I might as well play or swing in with the Feastling. Although I don't have enough mana to play and activate this. Yeah, I might as well swing in with the Feastling, though. If they want to trade, we can trade. And they scoop it up to the Sunderflock. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. I got a couple dumb, like, one-sided effects here in this list with the Soul Immolation and the Sunderflock. The rest of the stuff is fine, but those cards are pretty stupid and limited. All right, gonna keep this. Pretty good opener. We have a Sunderflock. We have a Tristan. And most importantly, we have green mana with a Great Forest Druid, so pretty obvious keep, I think. See if this comes up at all. Excited to see this giant do its thing too. Seems fine. What color do we grab off of this Evolving Wilds, though? Outside of Sunderflock, I think this is like the only blue card in our deck. So maybe just a Plains. We have a lot of white otherwise. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, decent amount of white. Yeah, grab a Plains here, just in case. Another Forest is good. Play a Great Forest Druid. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to just grab an island, because we have the Sunderflock in hand, but by the time we're actually casting this, we'll probably have a second way to produce blue anyway. And we have stuff to do in the meantime. Yeah, maybe you're supposed to just grab an island. Rakdos. Lasting Tarfire. Sick. Reaping Willow. Cast our Tristan. Mill some cards. Well, there's an elf. So we gain a little life. We can start doing the flipping thing, but I don't think we really want to A, spend our mana doing that, and B, mill more of our deck. It's not really what we're here for. Could kill the Lasting Tarfire if I cared about it at all, but I don't think I do. I'm going to be gaining a lot of life incidentally. Cinder Strike on Tristan. Rude. 2 to me. Well, I can't do anything this turn, so I'm just going to pass it back. Probably just make a 2/2 elf here. Gotta hit our fourth land, I guess. 5th mana source. Gut Splitter Gang. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may blight 2. If you don't, you lose 3 life. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna, you know what? I've decided I'm gonna respect this. Effectively gaining myself some amount of life in the long term. Okay, well, we can get the Reaping Willow on the field to eventually return Tristan, but I think I'd rather be able to do that all in one turn, so let's just play the Pummeler for hire now. Could also go with the Hovel Hurler. Yeah, play the Pummeler. Gain 4. And then if I decide to play a Sunderflock eventually, being able to bounce this and play it again is pretty nice. They have a 4 mana 6/6, which could be tough eventually. They decide to keep it that way. Mountain. Ward 2 on the Pummeler. Vigilance Reach. Looks like it's going to start pummeling. Feed the Flames. 5 damage to target creature. Oh no. They didn't read that it has Ward 2. Vegeta 4470. Oh no. We'll take it. Moving to the next one. Match 6? I think? I don't know. I'll have to check back. On the draw, double white, but we have fixing off the Foraging Wicker Maw with a Mutable Explorer. Yeah, it's okay. If we draw another land, we get to go turn 3 Explorer into turn 4 Pummeler. Well, there's a Forest, so that's excellent. Never punished. Scarblade Scout. Fetch. Mill an elf. Grab a forest. There's an elemental. Player Wickermaw here. Surveil. Yeah, we'll keep a land on top. Alright, shaping up pretty nicely. Good fixing. Good curve out here. We have an elemental to reduce the cost of this Sunderflock. Swing it in. Yeah, I'll just block it. Forest. Furdock Core. Play a Plains. Play a Mutable Explorer. Make a Mutavault. Mutavault Explorer, more like. Pass it back to you. I'll double block if they want. If they want to kill my Mutable Explorer. Fire up the Furdock Core. I could put an elf in my graveyard. Just chump this. I also put something in the graveyard for Reaping Willow. That's probably pretty good. Evolving Wilds. We could just cast the Reaping Willow this turn or cast the Luminolisk. Play this Evolving Wilds, open up Sunderflock next turn. I think I'm going to go for the Luminolisk. And then that way, if I want, I can do like a full Reaping Willow next turn as well. Keep my options open. I'd have to grab a black, or I'd have to grab a Plains to do that. Keep that in mind, I suppose. If they deal with this Foraging Wickermaw, my whole house of cards kind of collapses, but doing okay for now. I guess I missed a life. If someone wants to come at me in the comments for this, fine. I missed a life by not activating this. if that ends up being relevant, create a token that's a copy of target goblin you control, destroy a target creature. Fine. If one life ends up being relevant, you're welcome to come at me in the comments for not activating the Foraging Wickermaw to turn it into white or whatever before playing the Luminolisk. You're more than welcome to. I'll see you there, buddy. Swing for 2. Stalactite Dagger. Big Changeling energy. I'm excited for Grub's Command. I ordered a playset. I have some Goblin cards otherwise, but I think Grub's Command's pretty cool. I want to play Jund with like Mutable Explorers and Grub's Command. And the rest like just value goblins. Howl Squad heavies, etc. Gotta grab a Plains here. Let's go for the Reaping Willow play here, I think. It blocks their Furdock Cores pretty nicely. And then sets me to, like, bounce my Reaping Willow to reset it if I want to. Play the Willow. Get back the Mutavault Explorer. Make another Mutavault. Pass it back to you. Probably just going to play the Pummeler too. And then I have a lot of like pretty relevant stuff to bounce myself with my Sunderflock. They do have 2 Furdock Cores, which are 4/4s, but not quite big enough to beat my 3/6 Willow. It might just behoove me to get the Sunderflock on the field as soon as possible to like actually have a threat that can swing in. Tristan's Command. My opponent's deck is sweet. What did they do? Oh, they made another Furdock Core and destroyed my big boy. That's pretty cool. Okay, we'll take it. Another Luminolisk. Well, play a forest. Swing in with the Wickermaw. Play the Sunderflock. Replay the Wickermaw. Just get a 5/5 flyer on the field. No big deal. Pretty good against their field of 4/4s. What do you have? They're like eyeing their graveyard here. I gotta know. Dawn Blessed Pennant. Okay. Return target card of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand. Return your Tristan's command. This, my opponent's deck, kind of crazy with it. They're kind of doing some crazy stuff. Yeah, I'll chump this with the Explorer. Not interested in trading. The Sunderflock is the key to victory, but they do have a way to, a path to killing it, I suppose. Do they have enough mana to fire up a core? No. So I could start swinging with Mutavaults. Might as well. Beats. Would you like to trade a scout? Vigilance, Reach, Ward 2. I think I'm going to go with the Luminolisk. Let's turn this into a white permanent to gain an extra life off the Luminolisk this time. Did I do good, Father? Pass it back to you. They're going to return their Tristan's command to their hand, and it's kind of nuts. It's kind of crazy. They can deal with my Sunderflock and make another Furdot core if they want, I suppose. Or return Dawn Blessed Pendant and Furdot core. They can just loop this forever? Okay. They can just loop the Tristan's command forever with the pendant. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I can beat that. Oh, they decided not to loop this forever. Okay. Perhaps they didn't see the line. Fire up a core. Swing in for 4. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. Block ya. Back to me. Tristan. Hello there. General Kenobi. Cast a Pummeler. Cast a Tristan. Get on the board. I don't know. And maybe I just swing in for 4 again. It's probably a little better than casting the Tristan here. Maximize this Mutavault value. They decide to trade. Fair enough. They hit a land. Hey, thank heavens they are not looping Tristan's commands right now. Kill something. Bring back the pennant. Bring back the Tristan's command. Kill something. Bring back the pennant. Bring back the Tristan's command. Kill something. So on and so forth. Hitting their land drops and playing extra cores in the meantime. Well, I guess we got to trade here. Might as well just block like that. Do we got to trade here? Wait, do we got to trade here? 9. Go to 4 or 16. Swing back with a Vigilant Giant. Put them to 13 with the Mutavault. I could just chump with the Wickermaw for now. Probably doesn't make a huge... might as well save the... just take it. Just take it. I'm in a pretty comfortable life total. Do I have an elf in my graveyard? I do. Okay, pretty far from Boldweir Aggressor. That's alright. Fire up the Mutavault. Swing in. Back at ya, bucko. Tristan, Callous Cultivator. Mill some cards. Fine. Gain some life. Wouldn't mind getting this Boldweir Aggressor on the field. Give my Pummeler double strike. Kind of shut their whole thing down forever. Grub's command, Tristan's command. Pretty fun. Equip the dagger. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna start activating this Tristan, I think. They can fire up 1 core to block. Nah, I'm good. I'm chilling on that. Although if I activate the Tristan, I can't cast the Aggressor if I draw a red source. It's probably still worth it. Get a free little 2 damage in while we're racing. Back to me. Draw a forest. Not ideal. Yeah, transform the Tristan. See what we mill here. Bop them for 2. Okay. Oh, I have to exile an elf card. Oh. Good to know. Yeah, might as well swing in here. They're going to trade me core for one of my guys, but I still get to get in for a little bit. And I don't really want to keep flipping Tristan, because it will deck me eventually. I'm guessing they just trade for the Pummeler. No, okay. Chump the Pummeler, take 3, trade for Tristan, Death Touch ya, play a forest. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that forest in case they have a discard effect. Yeah, probably a small optimization, but probably should have held the forest. Firing up the core. They're getting aggro, AF. And I'm here for it, Queen. Swing for 4. No blocks. Prideful Feastling. Fine-bred Brawler. What do we draw? Oh, is that a Hovel Hurler off the top, I spy? Is that a Hovel Hurler off the top? All right. We can get involved with that. Send Pummeler for the fences. Fly in from downtown. Little game win for us. Could have been really bad if they realized they could loop the Tristan's commands. Instead, we win. We'll take it. Let's see what our record is so far. So managed to come back from a couple early losses. I think we need 2 more game wins to get the full prizing here. Yeah, so we're at 5. So we're 5-2. All right, keep it rolling. All right, pretty solid hand. Good mana. Turn 3 Mutable Explorer here. Go ahead and grab a fetch. I think we'll take a plains. Seems pretty obvious as our first choice. Flock Imposter. For our second choice, let's go Mountain. A little less obvious. But Mountain gives us access to casting our Hovel Hurlers at the very least. Wickermaw. Pretty good draw. Go for an Explorer. Little Rampin'. Mutavault. Triple blue, Eclipsed Flamekin. Enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an elemental, island, or mountain. Put them... Okay, put it in your hand. Okay. Well, there's our Hovel Hurler. Could just pick up our flock or pick up our Mutable Explorer and recast it. Start building up an army. I think maybe I'd rather just get a Luminolisk on the field. Give me a way to start putting some pressure on them. Thirst for Identity. Draw 3, discard 2, unless you discard a creature card. Instant speed Winter Night Stories. Without the Harmonize. Discarding 2 islands. They find their mountain. Pass it back to me. Great Forest Druid. Pretty good draw here for us, I think. Swing in for 2. Just play the Wickermaw and play the Druid here. Okay, they thought about blocking for half a second. Do a little surveil action. We'll keep a land on top. Yeah, sure. Seems fine. Getting closer to casting this Kithkeeper. So we'll go Hurler and then cast the Kithkeeper. And we'll have 4 colors on the field. That's pretty good. Couple elementals here. Oh, this looks like standard elementals. Okay. I'm going to guess their top end doesn't have nearly the card quality, though. Swinging for 2. Start whittling you down. Hovel Hurler on the scene. Pass it back. Flip their Ashling. I mean, they have access to 1,000,000 elemental mana. Slash spells with mana. Oh, Catharsis? Okay, well, pretty good top end, I'd say. Pretty good top end. Well, let's see if we draw our like Soul Immolation. They don't really actually get crazy attacks off of this. Temporal Cleansing. Put it on second from the top or bottom. I guess we go second from the top. It's not a terrible draw still. Swinging in. We'll just block the Flame Braider here. Yeah, that was not nearly as impactful as I thought it would be. Prideful Feastling. Yeah, I guess I just start playing stuff. I could, like, play a Flock Imposter, pick up my Explorer, and then play it again. And that way I could guarantee get the Kithkeeper online next turn. It's probably better to just play the Feastling and then hold up the Flock Imposter. No attacks. I'm chilling. I mean, I guess that it's no wonder that this card is like $1.50 right now. You would think like a 6-mana tap out elemental like that with a board already. I mean, I know I had a board to block with, but you'd think it would be a little more, have a little more oomph to it. Burning Curiosity, doing the thing. Champion of the Path. Well, that's nasty work. Doubling the triggers with Twin Flame Traveler. Okay, there's an elemental. They maybe should have saved that for their champion. Go ahead and cast the Imposter here. Pick up the Explorer for the future. I think I just have to exile this Twin Flame Travelers. It's going to be a real problem with the Champion of the Path. And if I let them untap with this and they go like Champion of the Path, second elemental, I don't know. They can like pick up their Catharsis too with the Champion. Maybe I have to think about killing them before they're allowed to do all of this. How would I go about that? I think I'm gonna kill this Travelers with the Liminal Hold and then start swinging in the air at the very least. Put some pressure on. They can reset their Catharsis, and that's good, but if they don't have other elementals to play, maybe it won't amount to much. Champion of the Path. Exiles the Catharsis. This guy becomes a 4/4 and gains Vigilance. Elder Auntie. Wide board. No clear path to getting their Catharsis back, though. Swing with a 4/4. We'll take it. Wouldn't mind getting this Kithkeeper on the field. Unforgiving Aim. Is that relevant? Probably not. Well, destroying a flyer in the future might be relevant, actually. So let's play the Mutable Explorer. So we can cast the Kithkeeper next turn and start chunking in for pretty big damage in the air. Swing for 2. Hold the line. See if they have any other elementals to play. They're looking like they want to bounce my Liminal Hold, maybe? No. Alright. Forest. Swinging for 2 here. They're thinking about doing something with my Liminal Hold, I think. No? Okay. Go for the Kithkeeper. Try to just kill him next turn, I guess. See if they have anything relevant in hand. Kill my Kithkeeper. Fair enough. Seems pretty important. But I also have this Hovel Hurler for a little extra flying. And this Flock Imposter is whittling them down quite a lot. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't just swung with the Champion of the Path to, like, force me to give them back the Catharsis. At this point, I can just chump it with the 1/1s. They're looking at my cards. They're in utter disbelief. They've never seen a pile so beautiful. They're showing their hand. Evolving Wilds, last card. Mountain. Well, I think I win this with the Hovel Hurler. Crib swap. So we play a Hurler. I guess I can only do this twice. Can only do this twice, importantly. Might as well do it once while I can. Swing for 3 with a lifelinker. Pass it back. They're going to flip their Ashling so that they can flip their Ashling next turn again for a redraw. Another land. They should have held on to that. Back to me. Great Forest Druid. Because this gives it to another target creature I control. I don't have a way to, like, all in, really. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, our boards are kind of at parity. I might as well just do the same thing. Hold up my interaction here. Hope I draw another Hovel Hurler or a way to reset this one. I might be able to, if I, like, make an elf on their turn and then fire up my Mutavaults, am I wide enough to kill them? Or at least force some unfavorable trades? Probably not. I mean, They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 attackers. Okay, and they're going in on this Mystic with flying. I might as well just kill this now, though. Gonna be a problem eventually. I should have responded by just killing it with this on the stack. I guess it didn't have flying at that point, so I couldn't have done that. Ping me for 2. I'm not scared. They're out of cards again. I have a crib swap here, but I don't want to give them Catharsis. Can I crib swap any of my stuff for any sort of relevant outcome? I don't think so. Play a Great Forest Druid. Play a Plains. I'm almost like wide enough to threaten an Alpha Strike, but I don't think quite yet now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, they can just block my biggest stuff. Stratosorer, giving flying to this and hitting me for quite a lot. Okay. Hitting me for quite a lot. If I crib swap this, they get their Catharsis back, which pretty much kills me. So I think I'd rather just take this, hold the line. Sunderflock. Well, unfortunately, they are mostly elementals, but this might, at the very least, it like resets my Hovel Hurler and gives me a 5/5 flyer with which to block. It'll bounce all of my Kithkin. It kind of seems like my only out. Sure. So let's tap properly here, so I can replay these Great Forest Druids. Hold up a crib swap. I guess I won't be able to do all of that. Go for this. I guess I could have swung in with my giant. Play the Hovel Hurler. So I can activate it twice next turn and swing for lethal. See if they have a way to kill me. Elder Auntie. Land. Okay, I think we've done it. We have 3 lethal attackers in the air. GG. Woo! Kind of a tight one. Sunderflock top deck against the Elementals deck actually ended up getting us there. Crazy. All right, final game. See if we can pull out the full Monty. Final game on the draw. It's not a great hand, but we do have a Soul Immolation. No clear path to cast it. I think I'm gonna keep it. Soul Immolation is just so nuts in this format. Limited specifically at the very least. And we have a lot of good draws that can help us set up into it, like, 3 Great Forest Druid. Forest, not necessarily one of them. I was more so thinking Evolving Wilds, perhaps. Mountain, pretty solid. Another Hurler. Well, it's good eventually. Feisty Spikeling, doing its Feisty Spikeling thing. Pretty solid start from our opponent here. Another Plane, so we can eventually cast these Hurlers. Attack, you may tap and untap merfolk you control. Turn target creature card. Okay. I'm probably just gonna flash in a 2/2 to try to block their guide. See if they have any nasty little tricks for me. Are they just gonna counter this? Do they have counterspell? There is kind of like a blighty counterspell, right? They might. They may feel compelled to. And they do. Hey, pretty good trade for me. Pretty good trade for me. And we get to crypt swap this guy next turn. Huge draw. All right. Your go. Huge draw. Pummeler 4 higher. Get some life back. Put a pretty threatening body on the field. I'm just going to go for that. Plays nicely into sort of any sort of like bounce they might have. Gain 4. Are they going to kill this? Crypt swap. Gain 1. Rats. Then we'll trade. They have 2 hurlers to deal with, though, and it kind of seems like they're out of action. So we have turned the corner. I like the merfolk drip, though, King Snazzy. Respect. Champions of the Shoal. Sweet draw for them. Stuns down my hurler, but they never expect the second hurler. Sunderflock. Second hurler. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. They should just start swinging, right? Tap down hurler. And then I have this to block with, but I can't untap. Yeah, it's kind of nasty. I need to find an answer here pretty soon. Prideful Feastling. That does change the math a bit. No tax. I don't think I'm chumping, but I might have to. Glenalendra Guardian. Enters with a -1/-1 counter. Taps this down. I have to block. Buys me a turn. See what we draw here. Tristan. Okay. Gaining some life again with a Death Toucher. And I can give this flying so that this can block Homeboy for a turn. They need to draw another answer for Tristan or one of these guys. Sun-Dappled Celebrant. Really wouldn't mind hitting Sunderflock mana. I think that would play out okay for me. They have to tap down Tristan. Also wouldn't mind hitting Soul Immolation mana, but we're pretty far from that. Block here. Luminalisk. Not bad. Gain a little life back. Another Death Toucher. Pretty annoying for them. And we go remove a counter here. Actually, it probably makes sense to remove a counter from this Hovel Hurler again so that they can only tap either the Luminalisk or this Hovel Hurler, right? So then I can definitely trade back. Although, maybe having 2 blockers that will survive an attack makes a little more sense. So let's go with that. No attacks. Swing it in the air. Fair enough. Great Forest Druid. Well, that'll let me cast my Sunderflock, and it's 1 step closer to the Soul Immolation. Fire this up. I still don't feel like I'm ready to attack. Pass it back. Wanderbrine Trapper, pretty good draw for them. Let's just draw another red source. I mean, they can counter it with Soul or with the Guardian. So let's just draw another blue source. Actually, we can already cast the Sunderflock. Okay, it's all kind of coming together. We'll see. What a weird game. Should I flip Tristan? No. Play a land. And cast this and recast Luminalisk. Oh no, sorry, and recast Tristan for some extra life gain. Or activate my hurler. Cast this. They don't have any elementals. So I might as well activate my hurler. swing in. Maybe I just swing in. Maybe I just swing in with everything. Yeah, I'm not scared. I guess if they kill the Luminolisk, I can't cast the Sunderflock, so that maybe that's a little risky. Let's just go like this. Jam! I guess I could still cast the Sunderflock if they do kill the Luminolisk. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to swing with that too. I don't think it'll matter. Cast the Sunderflock. Everyone picks up everything. They can flash in the Glenelendra again. But we can play Tristan for a little extra life gain here. I think that makes sense. Reset tempo. It's coming down to the wire here. Them having the perfect answer for the Soul Immolation is a little annoying. Tap down the Sunderflock. Swing in for 2. Mountain. So we're pretty close to casting the Soul Immolation now. I can play a Hurler and activate it and play a Great Forest Druid. Do I want to do that? I mean, I definitely want to play a Hurler. Do I want to activate it? So they swing in. They tap down Tristan. They have an unknown card. They tap down Tristan. I can block with Luminolisk. I might as well do this. I might as well do this. Yeah, I might as well do this. Swing in for 4. Why not? Play a Druid. Pass it back to you. Try to present a lethal board next turn. So they can make another 1/1 flyer by convoking this out, but they're going to tap out. They're going to tap out. And guess what we have? GG. Yeah, this deck, in the end, turned out to be pretty good, huh? I could even... No, I can't do that. Decline. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I have become the villain. I have become the villain. All right, fun 7-0. Well, 7-2 run, but full win. Let's see. I guess we get some packs for winning, right? See what we get here. GG, folks. Soul Immolation. I've had many experiences. Well, okay. Let me preface this by saying, once again, I have not played Lorwyn Eclipsed Limited a whole lot. But in the time that I have had I've had Soul Immolation cast against me twice, and it's nasty. And one of the times was in Two-Headed Giant. So we just immediately lost that game on turn 5. Sig's Command, nice. Dream Harvest, ugh. All right, GG. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. If you like this kind of video, limited, that sort of vibe. I would guess most of my normal viewers, they might be okay with that. I don't know. But it's definitely different than my typical content. So, and I'm not that good at drafting, and I'm not particularly highly ranked, so it's not like I'm here to show off hot skills. I don't know. Well, why don't you let me know if you're one of my regular viewers and you have an opinion on it. If you liked this as a switch up from my normal stuff. Otherwise, like I said, I probably won't be doing this too often, but I do have the gems now to run it back if I want. So let me know. Let me know what you think. Anywho, thanks for watching as always. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.